So equivalent fractions won't be the same number, but they will represent the same amount. So we always want to make sure that our drawings are equal so that we can know what our fractions look like. So if I have the fraction 3/4, then that means I have my whole that is divided into 4 parts. The bottom number is called our denominator, D for down. And our top number is called our numerator, and that's how many of our total. 4 is our total. So here's my whole. I'm going to partition it into 4s. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So if this is a number line, and I was going to make 3/4, this is my 0 because I haven't gone anywhere. Here's my 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one is 4 out of 4. 3 out of 4, 2 out of 4, and 1 out of 4. So on a number line, 3/4 would be right here. If I was going to have a fraction strip and I was going to partition it out into fourths, I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts, that's my denominator. And if I was going to have 3/4, I would shade in 3. So that's generally just how we draw fractions. Fractions are easiest if you can draw them out. If I need an equivalent fraction, Aiden's right. The easiest way to find that is just by multiplying the top and bottom number by the same number, and 2 is just an easy one. So 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8. So 3/4 is equivalent to 6/8. How could we see that? Well, I could see that by partitioning my fraction strip or my number line out into 8s. So if I was going to do 8, I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8/8, 7/8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The first line is always 0. So 6/8 would be right here on my number line. Is that at the same point as 3/4? Yes, so that's equivalent. What if I were to create a fraction strip and divide it into 8ths? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I would have to color in 6. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does that represent the same amount as 3/4? Yes. So those are equivalent. When Region 11 wants you to write a sentence, they just want to make sure that you can understand and put it in your own words. So you could write something like 3/4 is equal to 6/8 because it represents the same amount. So the same thing, I could say that 2/6. So what would I need to, how would I partition out my fraction strip? Into 6ths, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I would shade in 2. So that would be 2/6. Same thing on my number line. 1, so 1/6 is here. 2/6 would be right there. So that's where 2/6 would be on my number line. So I could say, well, is 1/4 equivalent to 2/6? Well, let's find out. I can draw it here and partition it out into 4ths and 1/4. Well, that's not equivalent because it doesn't represent the same amount. It could be as simple as that. So I hope that helps. Please let me know. If not, we can go into depth a little bit more.